It was 3 a.m. on a Tuesday, and Holden was staring at a video of a stranger he'd never meet, doing a dance he didn't care about, to a song he already hated. He felt a physical ache in his head, a dull, throbbing pressure behind his eyes. He'd been in this scroll hole for 4 hours. His room was dark, but his mind was being bombarded by 1,000 different realities per minute. He felt like a ghost haunting his own life. He had goals. He wanted to build a business. He wanted to get in shape. But every time he sat down to work, his brain felt like it was misfiring. He couldn't focus for more than 90 seconds before his hand instinctively reached for the phone. Holden realized he was a dopamine junkie. He wasn't addicted to drugs. He was addicted to the next. He was addicted to the variable reward of the algorithm. His brain's reward system was so fried that normal life, reading a book, having a conversation, watching a sunset, felt painfully boring. He knew that if he didn't change, 2026 would pass him by just like the years before. He decided to perform a 7-day dopamine detox. No half measures, no limiting his time. He was going to starve his cravings until his brain had no choice but to reset. This is the day-by-day blueprint of the week that saved his life. Before starting, Holden needed to understand the enemy. He learned about down-regulation. Dopamine is the chemical of pursuit and craving. When Holden flooded his brain with super stimuli, TikTok, video games, high-sugar snacks, his brain tried to protect itself. To prevent a total system overload, it reduced the number of available dopamine receptors. Essentially, Holden had built up a massive tolerance. He needed level 10 stimulation just to feel level 1 happiness. This is why he felt bed-rotted and unmotivated. His dopamine baseline was in the basement. He realized that the only way to upregulate his receptors was to create a stimulus vacuum. He had to prove to his brain that the cheap hits were gone for good. He designed a 7-day protocol based on pharmacological extinction. He wasn't just taking a break. He was forcing his neural pathways to find a new equilibrium. He was moving from a consumer mind to a sovereign mind. Day 1. The shock. Holden woke up and realized he couldn't check his phone. The silence in his apartment felt like a physical weight. By noon, he was pacing his living room. He felt a phantom vibration in his pocket. He realized that 80% of his daily actions were just unconscious reflexes to seek dopamine. He spent the day neural dumping, writing down every thought in a physical notebook just to clear the mental RAM. Day 2. The boredom wall. This was the hardest day. The newness of the challenge wore off, and the raw boredom hit. Holden sat on his porch and watched the birds for an hour. It felt like torture. His brain was screaming for a distraction. He felt brain fog, a heavy, sluggish feeling as his mind looked for the usual high-speed input and found nothing. Day 3. The irritability. Holden found himself getting angry at small things. The sound of the fridge humming, the way the light hit the wall. He realized this was dopamine depletion. His brain was in a low power mode, trying to conserve energy. He used cold exposure, 3-minute ice-cold showers, to get a natural, steady spike of norepinephrine. It was the only thing that made him feel alive. He started to notice the withdrawal was peaking. He was at the bottom of the valley. Day 4. The clarity. Holden woke up on Thursday and noticed something strange. The pressure behind his eyes was gone. For the first time in years, he felt quiet. He sat down to read a book on philosophy, something he'd been meaning to read for months. Usually, he'd read 2 pages and quit. This time, he read 30. He was single-tasking without effort. Day 5. the sensory heightening. Holden went for a walk in a park near his house. He realized he could hear individual birds. He could smell the rain in the air before it even started. His senses were resensitizing. Because he wasn't overstimulating his brain with digital noise, his gain was being turned up on reality. He started the deep work protocol. He worked on his business for 4 hours straight. No music, no phone in the room. He achieved a state of flow that he thought he'd lost forever. He realized that he wasn't lazy, he was just hijacked. With the hijackers gone, he was a high-performance machine. He began to feel a sense of internal competence. He didn't need a like to feel successful. The work itself was providing the reward. He was rebuilding his self-efficacy. Day 6, the social reset. Holden met a friend for coffee. Usually, he'd have his phone on the table. He'd check it every time the conversation paused. This time, the phone was in the car. He was 100% present. He noticed the nuances in his friend's voice. He felt a deep sense of connection that the digital world could never replicate. He realized that presence is the ultimate status symbol. Day 7, the integration. Holden spent the final day designing his post-detox life. He realized he couldn't just go back to the old way. He needed a digital architecture that protected his new baseline. He deleted TikTok and Instagram from his phone permanently. He set his screen to grayscale to make the icons less alluring. He established a no-screen morning until 10 a.m. He looked in the mirror. He looked different. His face was less puffy, less cortisol. His eyes were sharper, and his posture was upright. He had successfully upregulated his life. He felt a sense of sovereign peace. He was no longer a ghost. He was the master of his own attention. He had survived the 7-day siege, and he had come out the other side as a main character of substance. Holden is sitting at his desk. The room is quiet. The sun is setting. He isn't reaching for his phone. He looks at the camera, at you. "You're watching this because you feel it too," he says. You feel the vibration in your head. You feel the fog that never quite lifts. You feel like your life is happening in 15-second clips while you stay stuck in the same place. You aren't broken, you're just overstimulated. You're a high-performance engine running on the wrong fuel. You don't need another motivational video. You need a vacuum. Starting tomorrow, I want you to give yourself 7 days. No phone, no junk, no noise. Your brain will scream for the first 72 hours. It will tell you you're missing out. It will tell you you're bored. Let it scream. Stay in the silence. Wait for the fog to lift. On the other side of that 7 days is the person you were always meant to be. The person who can focus. The person who can create. The person who is actually alive. The algorithm doesn't own you. You own your attention. Take it back. The 7-day clock starts now. Are you ready to reset?